Months of frustration casting a cloud over a program distributing millions of dollars in pandemic relief aid. The rollout criticized over who did and who didn't receive a share of the money. Tonight, Nathan Vickers explains how you can peek into the process, and he hears from business owners saying the new measures aren't enough.
A Northside business in the neighborhood she grew up in has always been a dream for Karen Greer, with plans to open up a restaurant and event space next door.
I thought that I could be part of the revitalization process.
But this fall, she's been frustrated by a grant program distributing more than $34 million in COVID relief funds, money her business did not receive.
They created 4 separate rubrics that none of us knew from the beginning, not to mention that we had to compete with the larger nonprofit entities.
Bob Griesedek's brewery on the north side missed out too.
How many times are they going to get in the way of business that's trying to give back to the community?
SLDC says it received around 700 applications for funds. Of those, 437 now have awards pending. But many have concerns about how those businesses and nonprofits were chosen.
It's frustrating seeing that the system does not work in the way that businesses and residents alike would expect it to be.
SLDC has now opened a transparency portal with information about hundreds of applicants. There's a variety of documents here that explain some of their judging criteria and outline the process going forward.
Being 100% transparent with the public.
Today, Neil Richardson, the president of SLDC, sat down with members of the press to go through those documents, saying much of the criteria for awarding those grants was based on the community surrounding those recipients.
Our goal was twofold. One, to stabilize and provide support to those businesses, but then also to ensure that North St. Louis City have the ability to create community amenities and drive transformational growth.
But the businesses we talked with are still calling for an audit of SLDC's process.
I feel like it's unjustly done. I feel like I've been discriminated against.
Griesedek and Greer both say they've even spotted errors in some of the documents.
I just hope that we can see some sort of reconciliation.
Let us have a seat at the table of transparency so that we can get this right.
While the files released provide clarity, they haven't put their minds at ease. Nathan Vickers, First Alert 4.